Nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika, nitwa Chantal Mudahogora, nkaba navuye muri Canada. Nagira mbashimire ku bwa Rwanda Day, tuza rwose tunezerewe twifuza kumva impanuro zanyu. Twitwa intara ya gatandatu, ariko abanyarwanda bari mu ntara eshanu z'u Rwanda, iyo tugiye gusura u Rwanda dusanga baradusize muri gahunda zo kwiyubaka, baradusize muri gahunda z'ubumwe n'ubwiyunge. Twebwe rwose twasigaye inyuma mu ntara ya gatandatu. Nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika, mpagaze ansaba ubufasha ngo mudufashe kugira ngo natwe tubashe kwiyubaka nk'abanyarwanda bari mu Rwanda. Wenda atari ku buryo bw'amafaranga, ariko kwiyubaka nk'abanyarwanda kuri gahunda za Ndi Umunyarwanda, kuri gahunda z'ubumwe n'ubwiyunge. Nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika, ndabashimiye.
Ibyo rwose nibyo turabyemeye kandi tuzabikora. Urakoze.
Good evening, Mr. President, and good evening, everyone in the saloon. My name is Adam, and I've been living in Kigali for the last 2.5 years. I'm from Turkey, and I came all the way from Kigali with 2 Turkish businessmen. Since I came here, I felt very much sad that I have missed several, maybe 3 or 4 Rwanda Day activities in abroad. And first of all, I felt this because as a Turkish living in Kigali, living in Rwanda, I myself felt that sense of belonging to Rwanda, first of all. And I can understand the spirit of those who are in this salon, their sense of belonging by gathering them in Atlanta all the way from Kigali, all the way from Rwanda. And I don't know if my appreciation or my expression of my sincere feelings would mean anything, but I am very, very much thankful, and I really appreciate the effort and what has been done. And as a Turkish, first of all, even though I am not a Rwandan, I feel very much touched, and this has created, I believe, a good sense of dignity. As you say, our choice, I believe this spirit can bring up good generations, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Reka tuzane mic ahangaha.
Ihutisha.
Reka ngutizi yanjye.
Mr. President, thank you for this. My name is Claudius Johannes. I'm originally from Ethiopia, based here in Washington, D.C. I'm a development consultant. I'm also a filmmaker. One of the things I'm trying to do is use film as an awareness educational tool to inspire Africans in activism and capacity building and leadership in Africa. 2 questions that I have. From the recent trip that you made to Washington, D.C. on Africa Leadership Summit at White House, what lesson has been learned in partnership within Africa and United States, and what role diaspora can play? Because with the capacity we have, how can we leverage that to build capacity in terms of this partnership you guys rebuilt?
Good. It all starts with organization. How can people organize themselves? How can the diaspora organize themselves, and how can our countries tap into this rich resource of the diaspora? Really, the best outcome will be if both sides are organized to be able to make the links necessary to benefit one another. That's for the second part. The first question of what was learned in Washington in the last summit, I say 2 things. One, I think the summit was largely successful because it brought together governments, the governments in Africa with the government of the United States, to talk about issues that are very relevant and important for the governments involved. I think it is well known, Africa rich in all kinds of resources, including human resources. You see how Europe and even America seem to be concerned or worried and how China and other places are taking advantage of these resources in Africa. Now, there is no reason why we can't create a meaningful partnership between America and Africa to actually benefit both Africa and so I think emphasis was made on this point, which was very important, that we can work together, leverage the resources on either side. In the United States, capital that is in the plant here, technology, and many other things that can be brought to develop the resources of Africa, and then Africa with the resources and the people and the need for the investments that can be made in Africa by companies in the United States and businesses to benefit them as well as they benefit the continent. That was very important, and as there were many lessons. I don't know whether it should be lessons, because these lessons really have been learned for a long time, only that implementation of some of the things never takes off. Now, the other part was when the summit was taking place, it was not just governments. It was also, there was a very significant component of the private sector. The private sector participating with countries or governments made the summit very productive. So I think, but what remains therefore is what if we discuss and found ways to move forward, what remains is implementation, is follow-up, so that what was discussed, what was agreed, what was identified that people should do actually happens. I think that is the most important thing.
turafata ikindi kibazo hariya.
Murakoze nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika. Urukundo n'ibigwi ntabwo ndibubivuge ko nemera ko abantu bari hano twese twamaze kubivuga kuba turi aha ngaha. Nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika, ikibazo mfite ni ikibazo kijyanye n'indwara iri muri Afrika, cyane cyane ko ibintu byose byahoze bivuga aha ngaha byose byavuze ku Rwanda kandi bikavuga kuri Afrika n'u Rwanda kuba ruri muri Afrika. Rero ngiye nk'umunyarwanda, iriya ndwara ya Ebola iri muri Afrika, nashaka kubaza mu rwego rw'uko musanzwe mukumira ibyorezo n'ibiza byari byose ku gihugu cyacu, nashaka kubaza urwego u Rwanda ruriho ubu ngubu. Ejo bundi nahoze nsoma ibinyamakuru byo mu Rwanda, mbona bavuga ko ambasaderi wa Leta Zunze Ubumwe za Amerika yitabaje u Rwanda kubafasha kurwanya Ebola mu bihugu birimo. Ese mu rwego rw'igihugu cyacu ho duhagaze gute? Murakoze nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika. Nitwa Rutimirwa Terence, numva ntavuze izina ryanjye, ntuye muri Leta ya Virginia. Murakoze.
Reka mbanze mvuge ko ikibazo cya Ebola ntabwo kikiri ikibazo cya Afurika gusa, nubwo ariho iri, ni ikibazo rusange cy'isi yose, kireba isi yose. Niyo mpamvu rero hagomba kubaho ubufatanye, ni nayo mpamvu wumva ambasada wa Leta Zunze Ubumwe mu Rwanda yasabaga ko u Rwanda rwafatanya n'ibindi bihugu. Ntabwo ari uko Ebola yageze mu Rwanda, ahubwo ni uko Ebola itari ikibazo cy'igihugu kimwe muri West Africa cyangwa bibiri, ahubwo uko ikibazo giteye kigenda gikura, ni ikibazo kigenda ku isi hose. Icya kabiri, mu Rwanda ntabwo twabujije abantu kugenda, ahubwo twafashe ingamba uko abantu binjira mu gihugu, ko bapimwa kugira ngo niba hari ugaragaraho cyangwa ukekwaho ko yaba afite iyo ndwara, kuko nayo ifite uko yandura. Ntabwo ipfa kwandura gusa, ahubwo ituruka kuyirwaye imaze kugaragaraho nk'uburwayi. Biroroshye rero kumubona uwo muntu akamenyekana, noneho ntutume ajya mu bandi kugira ngo atabanduza. Icyo twakoze twebwe mu Rwanda, aho abantu bose binjirira, hashyizweho uburyo bupima abantu baturuka hanze kugira ngo bataba bayizanye, ariko ntabwo twafunze imipaka cyangwa ntabwo twafunze ibibuga by'indege ngo abantu bataza mu Rwanda. Ni nabwo buryo bwiza rero bwo kugira ngo icyo kibazo gikemuke, ndetse ngira ngo impamvu bashakaga u Rwanda ko rufasha ni uburyo bw'imikorere y'u Rwanda mu buryo bwo gukurikirana icyo kibazo, babona bufite akamaro kandi butahagaritse ubuzima bw'abantu kugira ngo bashobore gukora ibintu byabo.
Miriwe, Your Excellency, Nitwa Dana. My friends call me Rwanda Dana because I was born in America, but my heart is pure Rwandese.
Well, thank you.
I have been traveling to your beautiful country for 8 years, working with Chantal Mbanda and New Hope Homes, and this is my third Rwanda Day. I have seen all the progress you have made in the country, and I thank you for the leadership and the transformation I have seen. I have an idea for you, which in the form of a question as well. So we have all these people that love Rwanda that aren't necessarily living in Rwanda, and it seems like there is an opportunity to scale and connect the people that are here and the people that are listening online by creating a website or some type of online portal that would allow us to connect with each other organically, as well as the people in Rwanda if we wanted to mentor, etc. So the question is this something that that you might be open to? If not, would you
Very
be
open to that.
Okay, if not,
Yes.
we'd be happy to organize.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. If you bring this idea of our Rwanda development board, people will reach you and then we can develop it further.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Excellency. We take two more, if you allow.
From the other side.
Let's go to the left side. The side. Very good. Go ahead.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, I would first like to start by quickly thanking you. And I would like to thank you for the tireless work you've done with promoting youth and youth leadership. While on that point, I would like to ask if you know, to your knowledge, if there are any programs or policies in place to connect mentees and mentors within government or even private sector. Is that something that you've looked into, or is it already being done?
Yes, that exists. It's something we are looking into, and it's something we welcome you to participate in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Vincent Butera. I have one question. I'm a student here, and my question regards, does the government of Rwanda and the Ministry of Education in particular have any channels or any ways of making it a little bit easier for students who graduate from here and they can be able to translate their knowledge and talents to be able to go back home and be able to contribute to the economy of the country? Thank you.
Right. Yes. When are you coming back home? Just make use of what exists already. Here you meant you study here in Atlanta? Yes, when you are done, come home, you'll find a job.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. My name is Achille Warijoro. I come from Montreal. I was 2.5 years in Asia, and I'll piggyback on the discussion you had with the US-Rwanda relationship or US-Africa. How do you see the engagement model with China? I had a discussion with a Chinese friend regarding how they see Africa as the next breadbasket for China. So this is a big opportunity for our private sector. So how do you see the engagement model with China?
First of all, I think the problem wouldn't be China or anybody. I think the problem is Africa. How is Africa ready to take advantage of the opportunities that exist, like that of China having resources of some kind and wanting other resources that are in Africa? So how is Africa able to leverage, how are we able to leverage our own resources so that we work with China, we work with Japan, we work with the United States, we work with Europe for mutual benefit instead of the other parties gaining and we losing, in most cases, as it has happened in the past. I think this is the most important thing. What is Africa's model is maybe what we should be talking about. Is Africa, are African countries ready to leverage the resources we have in plenty with China, with the countries that have what we need and need what we have? This is really what, so, but I find no problem with China or with anybody. So if Africa knows what it wants, then China will benefit Africa. But if Africa doesn't know what it wants, then no matter what China does, we will always end up losing. So that is the way I see it, Ashir.
Your Excellency, this has been an amazing day and a very long one. And
just in case one burning issue or question, you can have one or two, and then we, yes.
I understand there is one burning issue here.
Thank you. Sorry. There's many burning issues. Is this working? It is working. Okay, thank you. Mr. President, thank you so much. Susan Allen from Emory University. And thank you, all of you. I've been working in Rwanda for 28 years now, mostly on HIV and family planning, but I wanted to address the gentleman's question about Ebola and how Rwanda is helping. In fact, because Rwanda has become so technically expert at testing HIV vaccine candidates, and this started in 2002, I think, with your participation, Mr. President, in the AIDS vaccine conference, the very first one of its kind, and Madam First Lady, you're on stinting support for HIV vaccine development. Now, WHO has asked Rwandan physicians and technical people to go to Geneva to help them develop an Ebola vaccine. So, congratulations, Rwanda.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Susan.
And another quick burning issue here.
Hello? Hello? Talk. Mr. President, my name is Musinga Bayingana, and this is my first time meeting you face to face, and I would like to know if I can give you a handshake. And maybe give you a hug too. Oh, and also, Teresa Alex says she misses you and loves you so much.
What is that?
Oh, did you hear what I said?
The last one I did.
Oh.
The last one?
Teresa Alex says she misses you so much.
Okay. We'll find a way of shaking hands as we...
Okay.
When we are done here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Your Excellency, President Kagame, I was part of Connect Africa with ITU a few years ago. You remember we had that. I'm from Guyana, one of the countries that fought hard for you to become a member of the Commonwealth. And I have a dear friend in Charles Gassana, who is doing an amazing job in Florida. In 2009, at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Trinidad and Tobago, I stood up and said, you must allow Rwanda to become a member of the Commonwealth. You will know my uncle, Sir Shridat Ramphal, the former Secretary General. We talk about youth, we talk about development. I'm a member of the board of India's Silicon Valley, Startup Village, India. And I would like to say to you, India gave birth to Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, but Africa gave the world the Mahatma. And so, as a form of returning the kindness shown to Mahatma Gandhi by Africa, I would like to propose helping you through Mr. Francis Gattari and his team to start the first startup incubator in Rwanda and transform Rwanda to become the Silicon Valley of East Africa. Your Excellency, you have my unswerving commitment because I will not rest until I see Rwanda becomes the Silicon Valley.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Are we done? Okay, let's finish up with that one.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. My name is Mary, and I live in Dallas, Texas. I don't have a question, but I drove 14 hours, Mr. President, to tell you how proud I'm proud of you. You make all of us proud for the job you're doing, a great job you're doing. Not only you making Rwandans proud, but I think you're really making all Africa proud. When we're talking about greatness, we're talking about going to zero to excellence. I'm talking about President Kagame. You are example for all of us, an inspiration for all of us to look at for and have hope that you can start 2.0 to excellence. If they ask me a question, my design will be to make you a monument for generation. And for that monument will not only be for Rwandese people, but will be for all African people. Because when we're talking about great president of Africa, we're talking about you, Mr. President. We're talking about you. When they're talking about Africa cannot go far, we can tell them, look at Mr. President Kagame. Because he's the meaning of excellence. And it gives us hope. Like all African, we can go for Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm from Rwanda. Thank you.
From Rwanda.
Your Excellency, Thank you for the wisdom that you've shared with us. Mu Kinyarwanda iyi ni impamba muduhaye kandi impamba izatugeza aho twifuza. Nagira ngo sabe abari ahangaha nigeze kubona I received some complaints when I invited people who are younger than 35 to welcome you, and people said most of those who are here feel 35 at heart. So I would like all those who are younger than 35 and those who feel 35 at heart to give a big thank to His Excellency. Nagira ngo mbasabe mutwemerere nyakubahwa perezida dusoze iyi gahunda, ariko nibutsa abateraniye ahangaha twese ko hagiye gukurikiraho umuhango ugizwe n'ibice bibiri. Uwa mbere ni umuganura twari twawutanzemo itangazo kare, ndetse uri bukurikirwe n'igitaramo. Igihe dusohoka nagira ngo nsaba ari aha bose ko tureka nyakubahwa perezida wa repubulika n'abari kumwe nawe bagasohoka, natwe tukamukurikira mu ituze nk'uko twabitangiye kuva kare. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. May this spirit of Agaciro live on. Thank you, everybody. Ndasaba abari muri protocol ko bigira hino bakatuyobora mu muhango ukurikiyeho. Ariwo umuganura. Nabasabaga ko abandi twese twaba twicaye gatoya munyihanganire kugira ngo dusohoke mu ituze. Nyamuneka mwaba mwicaye gatoya kugira ngo duhe protocol akanya ize idufashe itwereke uko dusohoka.